Kuzmenko back on the Pettersson line.
I'm shocked that's my first question.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys are relentless.
What's the message to him as he goes back?
I thought you were going to say, hey, we're in first place. How's that one?
It's good.
So I thought that should be the first one. But you know me, I don't rest on our laurels.
That to the players. That was the first question to the players.
Even to the players?
Oh.
Wow, okay.
So let's start with first place then. How important is
Actually,
it?
I don't really care about first place.
I can't win.
Poor
can I?
batch, man. Poor batch. Sorry, buddy. No. Yeah, Kuzi's in. We worked with him in Dallas on some stuff on the ice. Oh, no, all seriously, we worked on some stuff on his game, and I think he's got some juice. I want to put him back in the first unit. I actually like this practice on the PP. We got to get him to shoot the puck in attack mode, and if he does that, just be creative, do what you got to do. But I think those are the thing for him is that attack tonight, to attack the net, attack the play, attack that forecheck. If you're the first guy, get in there. So I think he's going to do that tonight.
What does the chance to go into the break in first place represent for your group and what you've done to this point in the year?
Yeah, I don't really look at, it's hard because you don't want to, I don't think of first place. I just think of the process at where we're at. And, we've done some really good stuff this first, it's not half yet. But we got to make sure the process we have to get back to a little bit because I think, a little bit uneven some of the games. I think we've put some good stretches, but there's some learning lessons in there. And to be a first place team or to be a top team, there's going to be some stuff that we're going to have to get better at. So I think that's what we look at.
You got here after the fact that last year this team was chasing heavily, and really it's been like that for 3 years.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
potentially in first place, you put some money in the bank here. How much does that help going into the second half of the season, not to have that pressure to get back into the race?
Yeah, well, I have that coach mentality. We got to stay hungry. We can't, you can't, we still got to be we still got to keep hunting. We can't be we're the hunty now because we're in the position we are. Sometimes when you hunt, you relax a little bit, and we don't have I shouldn't say, we just can't be a team that is to be comfortable. We have to play uncomfortable. And I think that's our job as coaches and the leadership group to continue to be uncomfortable in the situations you're in.
You're coming to the end of what's been a bit of a meat grinder of a schedule.
Yeah.
How have the guys responded to that part of it, not let it mentally affect them?
Yeah, no, there's been some really good stuff. When we were tired, no energy. Obviously, the Dallas game, we didn't have a lot of energy. We kind of held it together. There's some learning lessons. I thought we had some time. We had some times we had the puck where we got rid of where we got to make sure under pressure we make the right play. But listen, we're 3-2 with 3 minutes left. Yeah, Dallas was the better team, but it's not a 5-1 game where the game's over. We're still in the game, and I appreciate the fact that the guys are holding it together, and our structure's holding us in. Even when we don't have energy, we're trying to give the outside shots and giving ourselves a chance to win.
On that third goal, which
Yeah.
you're noting, was that bad execution or a bad decision to go that aggressive to try?
Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not going to blame one player, but I don't know. With 3 minutes left, we shouldn't have done that play. Ultimately, it's my responsibility. We make, our players on the ice make some calls sometimes, but maybe at the timeout I should have said something. Hey, we got to lock it down. We don't do any of those kind of plays, so I got to take responsibility in that. But yeah, that's not a play we want. We want to protect. I'm not saying we back up,
Right.
But on a face-off play, you got to make sure you protect the guts of the ice.
Be aggressive, but be smart about it.
Well, yeah, you can be aggressive in the neutral zone. And if we're pressing too, continue to press too. I don't want to play prevent defense, but I think it's no different offensively. If we have an offensive draw with 3 minutes left, I'm not sure you want a D down play where you have the D going down, the other D going, and then a puck gets turned over. So I think you just got to be calculated.
You guys have played, obviously, a lot of hockey, more than
Yeah.
everybody else since Halloween, basically. Does it surprise you? And you've talked a lot about process and things you need
Yeah.
to work on. But the fact that you've scored the most goals in the first and second period out of any team in the NHL, I mean, that, as a result, is what you're looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about a training camp, our more levels on our offense and getting to the net more, and we've got quite a few deflection goals this year, a lot more, I assume, than last year, and those are the type of goals, that you're going to have to find. You got to find those. Yeah, the tic-tac-toes, the 2-on-1s conversion rate, I get all that 3-on-2 off the rush, but those things around the net, if you can be, I think we're one of the the upper echelon teams of those type of goals. And we have to continue because it's hard. You're going to get cross-checked and you get bumped and stuff. And, I think that's something that we just it's got to be habit to our team. We just can't all of a sudden the second half start playing perimeter because we got these, these many goals or whatever we have.
With that being the focus, I mean, getting pucks to the net, getting around the net, we saw so many goals from Kuzi last year, in that area. Are you surprised he hasn't had more success this year, given that?
Yeah, I think Kuzi's, listen, he's a very talented kid. I think his mindset, I mean, it's hard to score. I mean, I know 40 goals is hard, is unreal. But to continue to score goals is hard in the NHL. You're not a secret anymore. You got to get on the forecheck. You can't be the third guy all the time, and you got to get inside, and you got to shoot the puck. And I think if he does that, he'll get. I want him to do spinoramas. I love that. I told him in Dallas, I think he wants to learn so much. Hey, coach, when can I do my stuff? Well, you can do your stuff. You just got to be calculated. If you have no speed, you're at the blue line. Probably not the right time to do a spinorama, right? You're down low, and you're one-on-one with a guy. Yeah, have a party, man. Do what you got to do. I think that's where he gets confused, and he's just got to buy into that process.
Rick, when we talked in San Jose early in the season, you said the first domino you had to knock over was the way you practiced. You've obviously accomplished that. What else structurally have you had to refine as the season's moved on?
Well, the buy-in and the structure is something that they've really. Sometimes it takes a coach, coaching staff, months and months and maybe a couple of years to get. And I think they've bought into that, so I got to give them a lot of credit. I think really what the next level for us is when, the team's putting pressure on us. Can we make a smart play under pressure instead of maybe just icing or dumping the puck? Because sometimes there's a play there and sometimes we miss that play. But I think all these games we're getting, going into Dallas, we're going to be going into some tough buildings. You're going to get some. It's like an experience from that. It's really something that we got to keep working on. And that's why practice is so important. We try to practice a lot of pressure situations. It's hard because it's not game-like, but you have to do that. So I think that's our next level is, making the right play under pressure. Yep.
Rick, just to confirm what we saw at morning skate, Demko's in goal.
Yes.
And it's PDG coming out. Giuseppe
Yes.
comes out.
Yes. Yeah.
It's been 6 weeks now for Carson Soucy. It's my understanding he's skating again.
Yes.
Is there an official timeline when he might join you guys for practice? Do you expect after Christmas you'll see him out of the break?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Sometime after, I think it's, he's not day to day. So but he's not month to month. He's in that sweet spot where if he comes in a couple more skates, feels less pain or no pain, then you get to the next level. And then he gets he starts to practice with us. He gets more one-on-one drills, more battle drills, and then you go from there.
Rick, last Christmas, and I don't mean this in a disparaging way, but you were essentially
Yeah.
not quite a year since you started here.
I asked better questions. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Here we are at Christmas again. Do you allow yourself, and I know you're in the middle of this season, not quite, but do you allow yourself to think back where you were a year ago and where you've come to today?
Yeah, no, you're blessed, right? I mean, you're there's only 32 head coaches, so I take this very serious and blessed to be in a situation I am in this organization and just being able to be where I'm at. So had a lot of fun last year, but it's a lot more fun on this side, especially when you're winning. But it's something that it's a fun thing when you're part of a team, and you're building something. It's fun.